Hey, come on in, come on in. I think I got everything set up. I think it is good. Whew. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh-oh, hold on. Dang. Hope you guys can hear me. Oh, hold on. Dang. Hope you guys can hear me. Morning, Juan. Good morning. Let me know if you can hear me because I have my earbud in and I'm hoping. So just give me a thumbs up, Juan. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and well, I'm gonna wait for the thumbs up because I don't want to be talking and teaching and nobody can hear me. So someone that's in, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me or something. No. All right. Thank you, M Town. What's up? So, good morning. I am Coach Nye. Welcome to the Lead Her Morning Show. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning to the Lead Her Morning Show, where we talk about leadership, healing, self love, discipline, and becoming the woman we are called to be. This is your time to reset your mind, grow, reflect, and start your day with intention. So, what's up? So, today, what we're going to talk about, speak up for yourself. That is going to be the main topic for today's show, is speaking up for yourself. I'm going to teach you that. So I want first to let you know that thank you for the likes. The first thing I want you to know is that your voice matters, okay? Your voice matters. Your voice matters. A lot of you have grew up in households or from childhood that what you said wasn't important. You were always told to shut up. You were always told to go sit down. It was something you were always disconnected from the group of people because your voice, or maybe you were irritating. Or how about that ones that, your laugh was irritating, the way you talk was irritating. You were always shunned off. No, I'm here to tell you your voice matters. This is so important in the healing phase of your journey. It is so important. In order for you to step into your true identity, you need to understand it starts here. For a long time, I didn't used to speak. I know y'all see me on live and it looked like I be doing a great job, like I'm great at it. But for a long time, I stayed quiet. And the reason why I stayed quiet is because the people around me were projecting onto me as a child, but I didn't understand how to articulate that. So I grew up with the whole, I'm going to sit in the back. I just want to, I want to be behind the scenes. I don't really want to be seen. And it was because I had a problem with, the way I looked, the way I talked, the way I moved, because I was always told as a child certain things about me, right? I was always the butt of the joke and things like that. And so I seen myself the way people see me instead of seeing myself the way God see me. And what I found is I knew God told me I would be a leader and, with nations when I was young. It was the word nations, right? When I was young, when I was just a child still, but I didn't understand, right? But it started here with my voice. I had to be confident with me. So I'm telling you now, your voice matters. So many women have spent years believing. What have we believed? We have believed that our opinions don't matter. Even if you take it back to biblical times, right? Our opinions don't matter. There's the needs of your needs are too much, right? You doing too much. You want too much. Their feelings should stay hidden. Their voice should stay quiet. You talk too much. What you talking about? Have you noticed that the people that come up against you, the ones that come up against you and tell you, girl, your opinion don't matter, or you need too much, you want too much. I mean, you just doing too much. You're asking for too much, right? Keep your feelings to yourself. You're too emotional, right? Your voice should stay quiet. See, they're taking everything about us that makes us a woman and they're trying to shut it down. And think about that as men coming into our life that try and shut down everything about us as a woman. Now that I said it out loud, think about it. A man comes into your life to tell you all these things that make you a woman that is too much. Now, you talking about emotional abuse, mental abuse, and you don't realize it. And what you do is you try and change yourself. Therefore, you don't want no trouble. You like this person, and maybe you are doing too much because you think about this person said that, or when you was growing up. No, what you have is survival mode. you need to heal the survival mode. The survival mode was created of you because in that household or as a child, you were being bullied on, you were being tore down, and the only thing that could save you from them was you to go in survival mode, take it all in and change who you are and shut up. No. So over time, so what did this do? When they told you your opinion don't matter, your needs are too much, your feelings should stay hidden, or your voice should stay quiet. Over time, this created what? A habit of silence. In that time, so you began to hold things in. That was me. Avoid difficult conversations, right? Ignore your own needs. Stay quiet when something hurts you. Let others speak for you. Listen, all these programs that I create, it comes from my own testimony. That's where I'm teaching you from, to show you that all of these things was me, but look at me now. So that can be you too. And it wasn't a Toastmaster. It wasn't anyone that helped me get there. It was me having to go in and heal and see that, okay, I'm the problem in these situations. Not the fact that they projected on me. Not the fact that they made me feel a type of way. Not saying that what they did was right. What I'm saying is I am in control of me. This is where I live every day. This is my body. This is where my thoughts live every day. These are my thoughts. How dare I allow someone else to shift their negative thinking or their negative self-talk or project the things about them onto me and I absorb them and take them in? How dare I? Do you understand? So, no. So after a while, it creates the silence, which causes you to hold things in. Avoid difficult conversations. You know why I avoided difficult conversations? Because I didn't know how to have a conversation. I grew up in a household that everything was yell, 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 and whoever yelling the loudest won. Whoever yelled the loudest is, telling the truth. Whoever got so aggressive and so mad, when they expressing themselves, that means that they're passionate. They telling the truth. Do you understand? People are going to believe them. So I avoided difficult conversations because I didn't know how to have them. Because I didn't know how to sit down as a grown woman and say, okay, hey, you hurt my feelings. I didn't like how that went. Even in a work environment, I didn't know how to say, hey, that was wrong and this is this, like a grown woman. I didn't know how to do that. And the reason why is because everybody around me was very immature as well, right? They didn't know. So the way they had conversations, and then when I say that, I mean even the ones that was survival mode, toxic, when they would have conversation to be condescending or to make you feel less than when you talk, and they be like, oh, so you mad? I'm not understanding why you're so mad. We're just here having a conversation. Those ones, that's toxic. That's immature. Do you understand? So for me, you do that to me, I'm about to show you what they always give you the title, an angry black woman, because I'm passionate, but you done pissed me off and I don't know how to have a conversation, but I know how to mink real fast, right? And so that's what I would revert. That's what I would go to. But I had to learn through my healing that I only made a fool of myself. I don't care how many people that I may intimidated or maybe not intimidated or may have made them see me away. At the end of the day, I made a fool of myself because I'm in charge of me. This is my world. This is where I live. These are my thoughts. This is where my thoughts live. So how dare I allow you in it? Right? If I don't know how to communicate, what I learned how to do is just to stop talking, right? Not shrink myself, stop talking, meaning that I no longer react, right? I'm not going to react. What I'm going to do now is respond. And the best way that you can respond, women and men, I get a lot of men in here as well. The best way to respond is to stop talking. Not to shrink yourself, is to stop talking because you needed to register. I needed to register before I execute. I needed to register. I need to make sure I understand. I'm not worrying about how you see me. I'm not worrying about how the other people see me. I'm not worrying about my pride, because in order for you to get to the place that you're not reacting and you're responding, that means your pride and ego is checked already. Do you understand? People, it doesn't matter how it go. Low vibrational people are only going to follow the lie because it's more entertaining. Remember that. But for you, you're going to take it all in. You're going to do the RPI, to acknowledge, release, practice, enter, explore, empower. Those are the things I teach you. I teach you how to self-regulate. Come on in. This is self-healing. But I also teach you leadership. I teach you the leadership course, but I'm teaching you how to heal and self-regulate. So come on in. So then once you do that, I avoided the difficult conversations, and it also caused you to ignore your own needs. I put me on the back burner. I look at, okay, this is how it went. You go rah, 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 and this, that, and the third, and it made me sit back, ignore my own needs. My feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt. I'm hurting. But I'll sit back because you know what? You're hurting. So you're right. You got it. Go ahead. You got it. Because I don't want to see you hurt. That is such a good-hearted person. That is such a good-hearted person. But baby, let me explain something to you that you never knew. It is a toxic trait. It is of survival mode. It is of survival mode. And you never knew that. That was me. I didn't know how toxic I was to my own self. I allowed everybody else to be ahead of me, and I sit back and I take the blunt of it, and I'm hurting. But because I didn't want to see you hurt. See, I thought that was of God. I thought that was being a good person. I just got a good heart. People seeing it as, oh, man, you could run over her. She a bird. She crazy. You could do this. You could do that for her. And the whole time I was operating from a place of love. But what I learned is that's not love. Love, you have to become love, right? You have to become love. It is your joy and your peace and your happiness. It's everything. It embodies the fruit and you become it. So it wasn't love. It came from a place of low self-worth because growing up in the household, I always felt less. So I always gave more. I gave people what I wanted. So they may have seen it as using me, and I seen it as, no, I just got a good heart. That's just who I am. But what the truth of it is, it was coming from a place of a low self-worth. I didn't even believe in myself. I'll let you have it before me. Another one, stay quiet when something hurts you. That's it. Staying quiet. Oh, and here's the other one. Let others speak to you. Speak for you. Now, I'll give you a quick example. I had a neighbor, right? And we were getting our fence done. And we went half on the fence that divided us. And so mine is done. I'm complete. I'm happy with my stuff. She was over there being picky, making them pick a certain board, making them do this, making them do that. My side is done. So I'm getting ready to go out of town. I cut the man a check and I said, go ahead. She comes, when I come back from out of town, was like, I know that you was just trying to show them that you got the money. Because she felt like, no, you hold your money until he finishes. No, that's not how they go. But I allowed her to say that, and I didn't correct her because I'm like, you know what? And that's just one of the many. One of the many times that I've allowed people to speak on my behalf and tell me what I'm feeling. So I didn't say nothing because of the fact I felt like this. She already got it made up in her head. It's the truth. So I'm not about to go back and forth because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get pissed off. But how I should have handled it was, stop. Immediately. No, you don't speak for me. That's not the truth. That's your truth. You know, and you don't have to go further to explain it, but you stop them. Those are my boundaries. Enough. And that's the thing of letting people speak for you. You let people speak for you because is it worth the fight? When you're in survival mode, is it worth the fight? But when you are in the wholeness of yourself, meaning healed version of yourself, your true authentic self, boundaries, no. You immediately speak up for yourself. Now, but the truth is your voice carries value. That's why people shut you down. Because if you really talk, and there was a lot of times that people did those things to me and talked for me or tried to, I couldn't have those difficult conversations because they wanted to show people she not who she say she is. It's not that I'm not who I say I am. It's not who people look at me and told you that, oh, she's a good person. I like her. She's real cool. She's like that. But you had to go and prove a point that she not who y'all think she is. That's what haters do. And you got to remember the enemy will do that. So what they'll do is have those conversations and be nice, nasty, like, oh, okay, well, where you from? Gary, Indiana. Ooh, I heard about Gary, Indiana. And you ain't like that? No. Ooh. And then when they start having conversation I don't like, I would get, ooh, is you getting mad? Was that Gary coming out of you? Ooh, you know what I mean? So they could just say, She's not who she says she is. But what happened now is I learned to master self. And since I learned to master self, right now, the people that rage bait me will end up rage baiting themselves because I don't entertain that mess. You don't get to have, I don't care about what people say about me. I am who I say I am. I don't do drama. I don't do mess. And if you bring it to me, I'm not going to react. I'm going to respond by disconnecting and removing myself from you because my presence is needed in every room that I walk in. Do you understand? Because I bring the love, the joy, and the peace. And that's how you have to see yourself. You embody the love. So when you disconnect from a room, guess what? Satan is happy because now he can have everybody back arguing with each other, back fighting with each other, back doing all these different things with each other. But when you walk in the room, there is ceasefire. Because now they understand, okay, the light walked in. It's something about that one. People get quiet. I remember I worked downtown in Memphis. I worked downtown at the Federal Building. And when I was working there, it was this young lady. And I'm driving in, late as always, right? Oh, thank you. Come on, Serenity 7. Listen, so I pull up and I see this lady sitting. And you could tell she was... on, DRUG. And I guess she was homeless. I don't know, right? I'm new to the city. I'm not from here, right? So I park and I see her and I thought she was holding a baby. Let me explain to you what happened. Baby, I ain't care nothing about that job no more. I got up and I went over there to her because I thought this was a baby. And I'm like, okay, well, because that's just who I was, right? Let me help her out or whatever. And she said that she didn't have a baby, but it was her face that got me. That she was something that I could tell, and I can't put my finger on it, but something that I can tell that she was something before this. Because regardless of if you're on something or you're alcohol, whatever it is, you can tell that somebody was somebody before this happened. So we talking, and she kind of felt the type of way, and she just talking, but she's not saying much. Anyway, I give her encouragement, blah, blah, blah. So one day, walking downtown, going to lunch. I see her. She don't see me, but I see her, and I notice who she is, but it ain't none of my business. I mean, she out there acting a donkey. She having a good time. Baby, she is showing her natural behind. She don't care. But as I walked by, I didn't even giving eye contact to anything. But as I walked by, do you know that young lady stopped doing everything she was doing and sat down? And that's what I mean. When you are the light and when you carry the light, when you walk in the room, you shut down everything that is chaos and everything that is mess without saying a word, because it's the respect that they have for you, right? So when people come up against you, you just disconnect yourself from them. You disconnect yourself from them. And that's just one of the examples. But you disconnect yourself from them and you go the other way. Trust me, the people that mistreated you, they'll come back because of the fact now they know she is who she says she is. I'm the problem. And that guilty consciousness is not anything that you do. This is how God deals with the people that do you wrong. You will play over and over in their mind. Your energy, it'll be all over them. Right? It'll be all over them. They just can't stop thinking about you. They hit you up like, man, I was just thinking about you today. And I was saying, what's up, D. Barry? Good morning. I was just thinking about you. And I was just, I just play. No, you wasn't just thinking about me. You've been thinking about me, but you just came to the point in time of saying, okay, enough is enough. I got to say something because the conviction of how you did that person is eating you up. So that's what it is. So back to your voice carries value. Your voice matters because your thoughts matter. When you are in your true authentic thought, meaning that these are your thoughts live here. This is your body. You live here. I'm going to say this over and over. You're going to hear me say it plenty of times. I need to remind you, this is your world. This is where you live every day. Your thoughts. This is where your thoughts live every day. So your thoughts matter. The moment that you keep your 2 cents to yourself is the moment that hell is going to continue to break through in this world. That's why I said, I'm the coach that's going to save the world. How do I save the world? By teaching you how to heal. Because your thoughts matter. If I can share my thoughts, my testimonies, my experiences with you, then guess what? I can change. I got one person to change. You change, and therefore when you change, 2 more people are going to change. When you change, 3 more people are going to change. And I'm teaching you how to do it. I'm not forcing it on you. I'm just using me as an example. Because how can I tell you that healing, you can heal, but yet I look good, but I don't act healed? It has to all balance. So what else happens? Your voice matters because your boundaries matter. When you speak, you create boundaries. Let me explain to you about boundaries. And I always tell people this is the example I use. If you run into a wall with a helmet on, guess what? You'll run into it again because you didn't feel the impact. It stung a little bit, but you'll do it again. Same way with relationships and different things. Because you won't sit in the emotion. You just go from the next one to the next one. Even with friendships, jobs, or whatever. You go to church hurt, you go find another church. Relationship, you go find another significant other. Friendship, you just go find a new friend. All these things because you never sit in the emotion. But if you run into that brick wall without a helmet, guess what's going to happen? You're never going to do it again. Because it hurt so bad. You sat in it, you felt it, and you may have felt it. You may feel it for the rest of your life. You may feel it for months. You may feel it for weeks. You may feel it for hours. But at the end of the day, you're never going to run into that brick wall without a helmet on. Ever again. Matter of fact, it's going to make you think, I don't even want a helmet on. I don't ever want to do that again. And that's how you create boundaries. Because look at this. You got into a relationship. It didn't go right. You didn't sit in the emotion to really heal from it of why even was you with that person. And it was abandonment issues, but you don't know that you just went and got you another dude or another chick, right? That's what your helmet on. But now, this time it happened again. And you said, nope, enough is enough. I'm sitting in this guy. I want to heal from this. And you sit in the emotion. And you see what it feels. And you identify what is it hurting. You identify what does this remind me of. You identifying those things, right? And you like, okay, when you come out on the other side, I'm not doing it again. I understand that everybody is going to have something that's up with them. But everybody that come into my life does not mean that I'm supposed to date them. Sometimes y'all be smashing to help. They just here to help you. And you like, oh, he look good. She look good. I'm going to dibble a little bit. Right? But at the same time, no. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at it for just what it is. I don't want that anymore. These are my boundaries. And with the helmet on is meaning that you lift your boundaries a little bit. We're not doing that. You're not even lifting your boundaries a little bit because I'm never going back. Let me tell you something. I'm never going back to where I was on the floor crying, snotting, confused, didn't know which way to go, didn't know who to call, didn't have anybody, hurting. I'm never going back there again. It's not a person. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Not even for my own kids. Because the struggle that I had to go through to get out of that and nobody was there. I'm not doing that again. So I'm not even lifting my boundaries a little bit. No. That's it with a period. No. That's why my boundaries matter. Because people look at, oh, you mean you this, you that. I'm not none of that. I just know what that was. That dark night of the soul, that me versus me. I know what that was. I didn't like it. It made me feel. It made me see things. It hurt me. I got to see people for who they are. Now, how dare I put myself back there when no one was there to help me up off the floor? Not going to happen. That's why I have boundaries. Your experiences matter. My testimony, it matters. What if I never came on? What if I never decided to step into my purpose and step into my leadership position and start teaching my testimony? What if I never did that? What if I never shared that with you guys? What if I never let you see me in the flesh of where I came from to who I am today? I'm not the type of person that you see my glory and you don't know my story. Baby, I'm going to tell you my story because my story is just like yours. So my experiences matter. My wisdom matter. Your wisdom matter. I need that. You think because I'm the teacher now that what you post, I won't run into it and say, I never thought about it like that. No. Our children teach us. So what makes you think you got a smaller following or you got so many followers that, no, I'm not that one that you're going to see zero following back. And, baby, I share everything. I forget sometimes that, who I am because I'm on social. I don't have two accounts. I don't have my personal. I just have this account. So, baby, if I see your stuff and I share it, oh, well, it is what it is. I like it because I am not here for the world. I'm here for this world. This is where we live every day. This is our world. We are not of this world, but we're here in this world because we're in this world. Do you understand? So, no. Your healing matters. Someone can see your healing and say, yes, I want that. I want all that. And I'm not talking about the pretend healing, the one that the enemy tell you, because this is what the enemy to do. You got the ones that just ain't going to heal. Then you got the ones that, I want that. And then they don't go through the process to change the outside, right? Because that's what the enemy says. Okay, listen, this is what healing is. I can't actually get you to healing. Because if you go there, then I won't have my claws in you. See, those are the ones that look good on the outside, but they still in the head. Those podcasters, it's just like, no, I done healed and I done been through too much. If they go low, I'm going to hell with them. I don't play about me because this is what, baby, move away from them. Because healing is not out here. It's not about how you speak. It's not about having the green plants. It's not about just coming on and saying, hey, I got wisdom and I went through and and try to relate to you. So therefore you can follow me. I develop other leaders. From my hurt and my pain, I come in as a leader to develop other leaders. A real leader, a real healed individual, a whole person heals on the inside first. So it's not no skin routine that's going to get you right. It's not any of that. When you heal on the inside, it just immediately glows on the outside, meaning that you're going to go put on clothes. You're going to want to go do your hair. You're going to want to do because you're doing it from you. You don't care nothing about anybody else because you understand now that this is my world. This is it. This is where I live every day. This is my world. I don't care nothing else about your world. And you understand that with that wife or that husband, you don't have to go find it because it's going to come to you. Men, I know they say find a wife, you find a good thing. But let me explain something to you. God loves you just as much as he loves us. Now, he loves us. He might love us a little bit more. I don't know. I'm just talking because I'm his favorite, so don't get it twisted. But listen, he brings us to you. Look at Ruth and Boaz. Everybody look at the surface level. So let's talk about that as healing. They look at Ruth and Boaz, the surface level. They look at the Proverbs 31 woman, surface level. They look at Esther, surface level. They look at everything surface level, meaning that on the outside, oh, she had to, Esther, she had to get ready, 6 months of this, 6 months of that, and then voila, she got her king. And this, and she was queen. Boom. Boaz and Esther. I'm going to find my Boaz and he's just going to take care of me. And that's going to be what it is. Boom. Proverbs 31 woman, we got to get up early in the morning and we got to pray and we got to do this because God is going to be, because Ephesians 5:25 man, and it's going to be this, and boom. That's what y'all run with because that's the surface level. Let me explain something to you. You missed the whole point. You're the surface level. You're the ones that go and say, I'm going to heal, and you only work on the outside because that's what you think healing is. Move to the side. Y'all the ones that is really ready to heal. Let me explain something to you of what we don't miss. God brought Ruth to Boaz. God brought Ruth to Boaz. God brought Eve to Adam. Yes, that's what happened. God brought Esther to the king. Yes. So God will bring you what you don't have to go out there and find it because you the man. I got to go out there and I'm just going to know which one is my wife. You ain't got to do that. Sit back, operate in purpose, continue to be you, continue to focus on this world. Because when you get ready to come together with yours, y'all worlds come together. That's why, it's more than just don't have intercourse before marriage. It's more than just that. It's because the person that you're supposed to be with and you're supposed to be when y'all come together, right? Y'all become one. Y'all become one. So it's much deeper than, oh yeah, man, it's the best I ever had. No, it's something different. When you are with the one that God have for you, baby, when y'all come together, it's going to be so emotional. It's going to blow your mind because it's something out of this world, which it literally is, right? But that's what goes on. So you don't have to go look for somebody. What you looking for somebody for? God will bring it to you. Now, got a little off topic, but we needed it. So your healing matters. You want your Boaz to find you, go heal. You want your Esther to just be, you want an Esther that's going to be out there doing a thing, go heal. Listen, ladies, God loved his sons just as much as he loved us. That's why he created us for his son, because I don't know what his son was out there doing that God seen that he was bored. I don't know. He's a man, so no telling what he was doing. I don't know. Maybe he was over there swallowing lizards. Me and y'all just do some of the craziest things in the world. I don't know if he was tying coconuts to his, his area down there. I don't know what he was doing, but it was something about that God said, I need to create a woman because we bring structure. So you were not created to disappear in your own life. No. What were you created for? You women, we were created to speak. We were created to express, to lead, to communicate. We were created to be heard. Even in the biblical times when women, time out. Listen, I want to thank y'all for all the likes, the shares, and the follows, okay? If you haven't followed, go ahead and follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, okay? I'm very appreciative for everything. So, we were created to speak, express, communicate, and be heard. Even when we talk about Martha and Mary, Martha said, Jesus, can you tell Mary to get in the kitchen with me so we can prepare a meal for you? Jesus pretty much says she is where she needs to be. But Martha was operating out of this world. Mary was operating out of this world, meaning that the kingdom of God is within you, this world. She understands that God was in her presence, this world. Do you understand? So she set where she needed to be. She needed to listen. She needed that so she could be able to lead, speak, communicate. But Martha was acting out of this world with the laws, man-made laws said that women can't sit by a rabbi's foot and listen to him. Only men can sit by the foot of a rabbi and listen to them talk. But she was supposed to be in the kitchen. So it's not that she was hating on Mary. A lot of y'all, that went over your head. And it's not that she was hating on Mary. It's just the fact in their customs. It was what world are they in right now? It was right there in your face that they're showing you the physical and the spiritual realm, how to operate in both. So it's not that Mary was wrong or Mary was right or Martha was wrong or Martha was right. It's just the fact they both operated in a place of spiritual, physical. Physical, she was doing the right thing. That's what she was supposed to do. Spiritually, she was doing the right thing. That's what she was supposed to do. So they both were showing each other examples of how women, if we come together, if we unite together, we can be a part of both worlds and still gain from both. Do you understand? So it was much deeper than that. But if you're here, join the Lead Her movement, because my app is coming, my network, May 19th, my network, you guys will be able to join that. And that's where I teach that at Unity in Women. So yeah. So it's not that any of them was wrong, but silencing yourself can become self-abandonment. You abandon yourself. How dare you abandon yourself? How dare you? I really, thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much. Listen, how dare you abandon yourself? I'm speaking to you as a big sister. Over here, we don't say sis. We don't say friend. We don't do any of that because all that's fake. I didn't go through all that healing to come here and feed y'all some mess. I didn't go through that hell, walk through that portal, and came back to feed y'all some mess. No, I came here to bring you the truth, and here's the truth. A sister is what God created us to be in unity. A sis is just somebody that just come together in a community, right? In a community. Come together in a community just to all look like. This is where y'all get y'all fakeness from, right? And when you come in the community and, hey girl, your outfit cute. Ooh, you look so cute. Ooh, you look so cute, because we're in this environment. We feeling good. And soon as the environment shift, right? Your true color show. You only complimented her because you wanted her to compliment you back, and she didn't compliment you back. So then you jealous of her, and then you understand? I build tribes. In a tribe, we are a unity. Listen, with sisters, what happened with sisters is we get into it. We blood sisters. Guess what's going to happen? You make me mad. I want to mink you real fast, but I'm going to go calm down, or we going to have a conversation. Now, a lot of families are not like that. And that's because they don't know any better. But that's how it's supposed to be able to have a conversation. Because if you leave that leaves me vulnerable. And if that leaves me vulnerable, then I'll fall. Then we'll just. So with the unity, you said something I don't like. Let's have a conversation. We can't get it together. Guess what? I'll show up. Then I'll be right here to make sure that we're able to articulate our feelings, right? And right here, and I'm the mediator and this, that, and the third, so we can come together. Because if you two break, then we all gonna crumble. So this one sees the importance of it all, even though they see it too, but maybe both of them are very, very passionate about it. Because like I said, when there's your truth and their truth, and then it's always there's only one truth. Well, whose truth is it? One truth, man. Well, why is that? Because I seen it with my own eyes, but you seen it from an angle, right? You didn't see the whole angle. You seen it from the right side. She seen it from the left side. So both of y'all are telling the truth about describing the situation. It's just that no one's willing to let anyone hear them out. So that's when this one comes in. So I'm big sister, right? Big sister. So I teach over there with my Lead Her movement. I'm teaching her. My link is in my bio for my life coaching sessions, for my life coaching. But just stay to the end. I got more information for you. So listen. So we have to be that. And then over there, I'm teaching about friendship. It's all about sister framework. So right now, I get emotional talking about it because, listen, what I created, there was no one. There was only God. There was no one there to help me create it. But I'm so passionate about it because I created it from my own pain and what I had to go through to understand so I can help others heal. So that's the thing about that. So silencing yourself can become self-abandonment. We're not doing that anymore. No. We're not doing that anymore. So let's talk about stop shrinking yourself. Thank y'all so much for the likes, shares, follows. Thank you so much. Hey, Bree, thank you. So listen, stop shrinking yourself. Let's talk about that. A lot of women shrink themselves to make others comfortable. Hey, Shatima, Soft Life Healer Shatima, listen, a lot of women shrink themselves to make others comfortable. Thank you, Cynthia. A lot of women shrink themselves to make others comfortable. I know, listen, I said it over and over because that's you. Baby, you shrink yourself in the family. You shrink yourself in the household. Happy Mother's Day. You shrink yourself in the relationships. You shrink yourself at work. You just want everybody to get along because you got this good heart and you just love everybody and you really want to pour into people. You really want to see other women win. You really want to see other people win. And you just pour into them, even though they're pulling you down and beating you up. And they're comfortable, but you are uncomfortable. They're comfortable, but you're uncomfortable. Let me tell you what that looked like. You go in when they say, man, I could go anywhere. I could fit in anywhere. That means, and people think like, yeah, that's good. Everybody like that dude. No, that dude is a people's pleaser. That is a toxic trait to go somewhere and you can get along with everybody. I can go sit at any table because I can get on with everybody. Yeah. Pipe down. Let me explain something to you. Anybody that does that, thank you, Kelvin. Listen, anybody that get along with anybody, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm saying this, when people say I could go anywhere and fit in, that means that you are willing to make other people comfortable and make yourself uncomfortable because you got to change who you are to sit at that table. Now, here's the catch to this. This is the heal version. The heal version of that is you can go anywhere and be comfortable anywhere you go. It doesn't matter what table you sit at. You're comfortable with you that you don't have to change nothing about you to fit in. You ain't even got to get in their conversation. You can sit at the table and sit mute the whole time. And you just as comfortable. They're uncomfortable because they're trying to figure you out. That's how you have to get. That is the heal version. You can go anywhere and be comfortable anywhere you go. Because like I said, I'm going to say it again until it just ring in your head. This is where I live every day. This is my body. This is my world. These are my thoughts. This is where my thoughts live every day. Mine. So when I'm in my world, I'm comfortable in my world. So I could go anywhere in this world because I'm my own world. When they say you in your own world, absolutely. Now it makes sense, right? Y'all made fun of the people that they in their own world when they just be walking around, la, 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 la. Oh, they in their own world, leave them alone. You looking at them like they slow. Whole time they are exactly where they supposed to be. You're in the wrong world because you trying to get in there. It's all in their business. So a lot of women, we shrink ourselves to do what? To make others comfortable. Shrinking it can look like this. Let's say, I put a couple down here. Downplaying your gifts. A lot of y'all got so many spiritual gifts and y'all downplaying because of the fact if you ever let it be known like, okay, you are a prophetess, you are a prophet, you can see things, God gave you a spiritual gift, you got this gift, and you, baby, you better not and just downplay it like, yeah. When God already showed you what the funeral was going to look like, when it was going to happen, and how it was going to happen, but you can't say, well, God told me, God said, because you're not even comfortable with who you are, right? You shrinking yourself. God told you to go lay hands on that person. Yep, you was out drinking all night. God told you to go pray over that person because it's a gift that's in you. And you're like, man, it's going to look weird. They know I ain't going to believe me. Right? But you feel that calling to do it. Downplaying your gift. Acting smaller than you are. Child, I didn't realize how big I was. That I was really a big freaking deal. All this time I was downplaying myself like I'm smaller than everybody and I was bigger than all them 304s. All them jokers at work. All them. I was bigger than them. But what I thought I was doing was being humble. I'm like, well, it's okay. No, I don't like to be seen. I don't like to brag about what I got. How can you not brag about who you are? You don't have to. You just show up. They gonna feel it. Baby, your vibration when you walk, as soon as you get out the door, when they hit, listen, they could be looking out their window. You get out that car, close that car door, baby, everything changed. They could see things about you that you ain't never seen about yourself. They like, but look how she walked though. Who is that? I told you we take it back to Django. Who is that up on that now? Who is that? Who is it? What the? Who is she? You got the haters. She ain't even that cute. She basic. All this makeup. She basic. Baby, move. Shut up. Shut up. Then the hip. Hey, Gibson. Then she try and befriend you. He try and befriend you because they want to know where's all this aura coming from. What you drinking in the morning? It got to be something because you ain't that. You ain't all that. You can't be. If I would have. Listen, I get emotional when I think about the younger version of me because who I am today. That 5-year-old me, that baby me had to be strong for me to be who I am. And then that young woman me was so lost. And I weep for her a lot because I've let the past go, but I weep for her because of the fact I didn't know who I was. And I allowed a lot of stuff to happen. And that's part of the healing. A lot of people get to that point of healing. I call it the dark night of the soul when you versus you. Your survival you versus your authentic you, your whole you. And they stop right there. And those memories start coming up and they want to go back and they got to let everybody know because it hurts so bad. But to truly heal, you have to sit in the emotion. When it comes to surface, you're like, man, why am I constantly thinking about that? You have to acknowledge that emotion and acknowledge that feeling by putting the correct emotion to that feeling. So when I do think about how a lot of people played in my face and things that I let happen as a younger version of me, I get emotional because I'm putting the correct emotions to the feeling when that memory or that thought come. It was hurtful. It was hurtful. So I get emotional because I'm sitting in it real time. And the moment that you're not truthful to yourself and you sit in it, then therefore you'll jump in secondary, which is your secondary emotion, which is anger. Because I'm not being truthful with myself. And that's the part of healing, is learning how to be true with yourself. Holy. Just true with yourself. Every emotion, every feeling, truthful to yourself. You don't have to speak it out loud. You don't have to tell anybody. You don't even have to journal about it. You handle it the way you want to handle it. But when that memory come up, acknowledge it. This is how you defeat the enemy. The enemy needs you back. He needs you back. But the thing about healing, you'll never go back to being that person. That's facts. you have to force yourself to be that person again. Do you understand? It's impossible. Once you are enlightened to truth, it's impossible for you to go back to low vibration and survival mode. You have to force yourself. But once you heal, you're never going to do that. Even if you're on your healing journey, it's impossible for you to go back. Even when you get tired of the healing journey, you're like, I'm tired of it, I can't take it no more. You're stuck. You'll either stay where you are, but it's impossible for you to go back. You can't go back once you know the truth and go back to false. You can't even force yourself to do it. You'll go back. Say, for instance, you go back to those friends. You're never going to be the same with those friends. You're going to sit back, and every time you wake up to them, just like, what's that one guy? Cereal, no more milk. When you just, that's what you're going to do. You're just going, yeah, right? So no, you'll never be able to go back. So then another thing what you won't do, when you shrink yourself, it looks like not sharing your ideas. Now, I know a lot of people say, don't share your ideas because let me explain something to you. What's for you is for you, right? You sharing your ideas, and I'm not saying take what God gave you and go share it with people, but you sharing ideas, because I have so much wisdom. I have so many ideas, but they're not for me. So if I keep all this stuff for me, I know what's for me and what's not for me. I know that if I keep this idea, when I do my Trinity Owners United and I'm teaching and I put something out there, maybe it was for you. Thank you, Lisa, for the follow. Maybe it was for you. That message was for you to give you an idea. I remember a girl was talking about tongues. She was talking about a pastor, talking about he was speaking in tongues, he told her how to speak in tongues and blah, 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 blah. So before I even met her, a year prior, I was already working on this thing about speaking in tongues. I was working on it. I put some little stuff together, but I didn't know why I was doing it because I'm not into all that. But I was putting it together. And just so happened a year later, she comes and she's talking about it. And I'm like, you know what? Here. I would just happen to be going through my folder and I was looking at it. And I was like, oh, snap, she can have this. Because she was concerned about the speaking in tongues. And she's like, well, why did you give me this? Well, I don't need it. And I seen that I was working on it. You can have it. But she was somebody that ain't used for nobody doing nothing for her. So listen, child. So she brought unnecessary drama into our relationship. And it was just that, right? And there's nothing wrong with it. It's not that I did anything to it. It's just that when you're so used to people knocking you down, you just assume that that's what's going on. So, everybody ain't supposed to be your friend. Sometimes that's all I was there for, is to provide information. That was it. And another thing that happens, what shrinking look like, it looks like you lowering your standards, picking those boundaries up. You created the boundaries because you was hurt. But then you see someone and you're like, okay, well, God must have sent him. Because I've been going through this and I've been praying, so God must have sent him. You see the red flags and you lift your boundaries up, even just for a little bit. That's lowering your standards. Listen, during the healing journey, you're going to lift your boundaries up. The whole point of the healing journey is learning how to stand 10 toes down on what you want, not what everybody else wants, not what you think, okay, God, what do you think what do you want from me? No. What do you want in this world that you're creating? This is your world. What do you want in your world? This is your world. This is where you live every day. What do you want in it? The kingdom of God is within you. What do you want in it? You're going to invite the enemy in? The kingdom of God is within you. You're going to invite the enemy in? Those are the type things. What do you want? Pretending not to care. That's avoiding the emotions. Staying quiet. Avoiding attention, right? Staying quiet in rooms you belong in. You belong in the rooms and you telling yourself, I don't belong here. You belong there. And then not asking for what you need. Women, listen, I'm with the men on this. When they say, what you want to eat? I don't know. Whatever. All right, we're going to go get some Popeyes. I don't want no chicken. All right, well, we'll go get, because he's naming off things that he ate with you before. All right, we'll go get some seafood. I'm just not in the mood for seafood, but we can get whatever. And then they do stuff, men, because they petty like that and say, well, forget it, I'm just getting some Taco Bell. Taco Bell? Ugh. Taco Bell? Just take me home. I'm with men. Not asking for what you want. Tell them what you want. What do you want? You want some Longhorn? You want a steak? Say you want that. Because men operate on two boats. Stop and go. And it's always go. It's never stop. So you have to throw it in there so they'll know. Okay, cool. They're not going to get mad. They just need to know what you want. Because God didn't create them to think like us. So we're getting frustrated. Because now they about to run the red light because they don't go when they supposed to be stopped because they confused because they asked us what we want. Say what you want. Ask for what you need. I know we live in a world, men, because this is supposed to be the Lead Her Morning show, but I got more men in here. But come on. Because at the end of the day, this is about leadership. So it applies to anybody. But listen. So, men, just because, you know, I ain't about to go there. But listen, what you need, say what you need. I know we live in a time, men, that women, they immediately come up and they just like, I need. And I was watching this one clip when a girl was like, well, I need my nails done and I need my hair done. And that's what they can do. And the woman was like, no, do it yourself. She was talking to another young lady. So what I seen was two different worlds. I seen a wholeness, which is healed, and I seen the survival mode, which is you get your man and he paid all the bills. He get your hair done and get this. And then I seen another clip when a lady was like, hey, take me to the mall. He was like, what am I going to get out of you? You get to be seen with me. Oh, wow. So the other lady, the whole, I'm going to call her whole, she was saying that why are you asking a man for something that you should already have? Like, here it is now. You want to be brand new and you want new things because you met him. You should be doing these new things already before you meet him. You ain't never got your nails before, but now you want to get them done because he's there. No, get those done because you are a woman. Why is your nails not done? Why is your nails not polished? It doesn't matter. You don't have to go to the salon and get them done. You can just sit and clean your nails yourself at short length, whatever. It's just a nice little manicure. Why your hair not done? So you're saying you got to get a man so he can pay for your hair to get done? You should do that. It's just certain things as a woman, we should do. And that's what she was explaining. And I was like, I love that. And she was also saying that, man, if a woman asks you take her on a date, she said, this is what she said, that the only thing that you should be doing is taking that woman on a coffee date when you first meet her. Y'all sit down and y'all chill. If she asks you for money from there, don't give her anything. Leave her where she at and go about your business. That's what the lady was saying. That's the heel version I was saying. And what she was getting at, because the other girl was like, no, he's supposed to be, and no, that's what the world said. That's what the world said. Because in order for you to feel good about yourself, he has to do all these things for you. And he just met you. I got sons. And as I explained to my son, why would you go and spend a lot of money on someone you just met? Because if I was a man, I'd be mad. I buy all this, and then you turn around and you don't want me? No, let it build up in time because real men are going to do it anyway. Real men are going to take you out to eat. Real men are going to make sure they're going to watch and see, okay, well, look at her car. Her car is always dirty, so she needs someone to watch. He's just going to step in and do what he feels that you need to be done. However, when he asks you what you need, you don't say nothing, I'm good. That is so toxic for self, not anybody else, for self. I did it for years. Somebody asked me something, what you need? Oh, no, I'm good. And I'm not good. I'm not good at all. Please ask me now. Somebody ask me now. Please come ask me now. DM me and ask me now. What is it, J.G. Wentworth? Now. I need money right now. Listen. But that's the thing. But I didn't know any better, right? All I seen growing up is women just take, give. I'm a daddy's girl, right? So I would watch my dad, how, he would get looked down upon because he didn't have money and he didn't have this. He was a good dude, though. He was a cool dude. And people missed out on that opportunity with him because he didn't have. So therefore, I grew up feeling like, thank you, Angela. I grew up feeling like, okay, You don't have to take care of me. Listen, this is a toxic trait to myself. You don't have to take care of me. I could take care of myself. And I wouldn't allow a man to be a man but I didn't know any better. Now that I'm healed, I understand when a man asks me, what do I need? It's not for him to turn. I'm talking about a man now. I'm not talking about a boy. It's not for him to turn around and say, when I tell him what I need, he'd be like, oh man, good luck with that. I hope you're doing well with that. No, a grown man is going to ask you, what do you need? Because he sees you. It's not about your looks and all that. He sees you. He sees himself with you. He's going to invest in what's going to grow. So right now, with everything that I'm doing, if a man came into my life right now, right, because I built my own business, I've got my everything going on, but he'll be able to see me and say, okay, this is a good investment because she is what a Proverbs 31 woman is. Let me explain to you what a Proverbs 31 woman is, because I know a lot of y'all think a Proverbs 31, I told y'all look at stuff surface level, and y'all just like, a Proverbs 31 woman, you got to get up before the break of day, you got to get this done, and you got to do this, and you got to read your Bible, you got to do this, you got to serve, you got to what. So listen, where is the line? Because I have that issue with my husband, but I'm used to having, not used to someone really. You're saying you're not used to having someone? So I think I read it wrong. But listen, let me finish the Proverbs 31. So Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that's in purpose. And it talks about a woman, she sees a field, she buys it. Meaning that if there is no man to buy, I don't have to have you to buy my home. I'm just breaking it down in different ways now. If I want something, I can get it. God has prepared me and gave me the skills that I need to go handle business because I'm his daughter. What Proverbs 31, starting at verse 10, what that is basically telling us is that we don't need everything else. This is our blueprint for who we are. Now, our husbands, he could be at the gate, he could be at Congress, he could be whatever, he could be at work. What it's saying is he don't have to worry about us out there doing whatever, are struggling, or getting, ran over by the streets, or, getting food made of us while we're trying to buy and sell things and create a business. He got to worry about that because he understands that the strength that's in me, he understands my purpose. I'm going to operate in purpose. And he understands that he can do what he needs to do and not worry about, I can't, I feel, I'm just a girl. Baby, let me tell you something about me. I'm well-rounded. You let my toilet stop up and I can't get out, we'll take that whole toilet up. Do you understand me? I'm going to take it all the way up. And that was the problem because I'm a daddy's girl. He taught me how to do things. So something going on with my truck, I'm going to pop the hood. I'm going to check it out first because that's who I am. And yes, I will be in 6-inch heels with a blazer on, makeup, full dress, and inside of that truck because I'm well-rounded. Then, once I see that it's something that I can't do, I'm calling the nearest person. But right now in my life, I'm calling somebody, like, hey, let me turn this truck in because I don't know. But what I'm saying is I don't have to. I just can't. I'm just a girl. And then this. I just want to be a princess. Let me tell you something for all you princess folks out there. You about the slowest person I ever met in my life because what grown woman want to be a princess? Baby, you a queen. Princess gets what left over from a queen. You want princess treatment. You got to tell him to give you princess treatment. What he's doing is opening doors. That's what's supposed to happen anyway. You notice when a queen come through, the doors are open, the red carpet is out. Do you understand? She just flows. She don't have to do nothing. She don't have to touch nothing. She ain't got to do nothing. Because that's what queens do. Princesses sit around and say, that's it. Princess sit around and I just want to be cute. Yes. And get nothing else. If that's all you worth, then fine. But a queen, she make moves, baby. She make moves no matter where she at. On a chessboard, no matter where she is, she make moves. And without moving anything, the queen can dominate the chessboard without moving itself. Somebody else has to move it. And she's dominate everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to being a Proverbs 31 woman, it is knowing your own self-worth and knowing who you are and being able to do those things. That's the blueprint of God telling us that we do have the strength to do these things. We have the strength to do these things. We don't have to depend on a man because God is going to provide a man. And until that man come, he is the only man that we need to look to provide for us. That's it. That's it. And that's why I teach y'all as sisters, we got the same Father. So why are we beefing with each other? The same Father gave us the same blueprint. So why are we beefing with each other? It is time for us to stand up and heal this world. In order to heal this world, it's us. We birth the world. The world comes through us. So what we teach it is what it's going to be. So if we teach it nonsense, then the world is going to be nonsense. While y'all talking about these YNs and y'all like, well, the mama, where the mama at? Well, guess what? She did the best she can. She raised him in church. She did everything that she could. However, she is unhealed. She may not even be healed. She's living from survival mode. Do you understand? There is a difference from being a woman in survival mode and a woman that is whole and know who she is. We raise folks differently. I raised my children from survival mode, but somewhere around survival mode, I woke up. Now, they were already in middle school and high school, but it ain't too late because they get to see versions of me that nobody got to see. They got to see me evolve into who I am now. Do you know my birthday was Wednesday, then we had Mother's Day. My kids celebrated me all week. I went to lunch Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, me and my son. No, it was Thursday. Friday, we ended up doing it. They hung out with me. We got good laughs. We joked. We had fun. We talked. I'm talking about this is peace and joy because of where I am now. Where do you start? You're starting right here. Right here is your first stop. Don't worry about it, baby. Because at the end of this teaching, I'm going to give you what you need. Listen, y'all don't understand. I done been through some stuff. I got baptized over and over in that dark night of the soul, in that pond of dark night of the soul, because it's a constant death to ego. But you don't know what needs to be healed until you face it. And I said, oh, baby, if I could keep everybody from going through what I went through, don't worry about it. And I went straight to work. That's why you get these leadership courses. That's why I teach. Your weekly homework assignment is in my stories. I put it in my stories and look in this playlist here on TikTok, the healing assignment. Listen, when I talk about my journey, baby, I could talk about it just like this with tears falling out my eyes because of the fact, yes, that was a storm, but I am the rainbow. I am the aftermath of what that storm was. So I could sit here and talk while tears run down my face and tell you about it. So listen, so as a Proverbs 31 woman, as a woman, you don't have to I want you to learn how to feel sexy for yourself. Feel beautiful for yourself. When I go to bed at night, listen, I have boys, so of course I can't walk around the house like I want to, right? I'm in my hoodie and my jogging pants when I'm dealing with them. But when that door closed and I go to bed, I'm in my best linen. I smell good. I just feel good. And I go to bed by myself. I do. And I'm cool with that because I'm happy with me. So when God do bring my husband or the one that I'm supposed to be with, my husband, I don't have to rush and try and hurry up and go buy a bunch of underwear and things that match and things like this and start getting all these different fragrances and all this stuff. No. That's right, D. Barry. Because I'm already whole. I don't need you to come into my life for me to run and be whole. I'm already whole. So when they ask, what do you want from a man? I don't want anything from a man. Do you understand? It's what are you looking for in a man? I'm not looking for anything in a man. And I'm not being funny when I say that. What I'm saying is who I used to be, I would run it off. I need a man that's going to do this and he's going to do this and he's going to do this and he's going to do that and he's going to do this. You don't know what you need from a man because in this season of your life, you may need a man for this. And then when y'all get together, guess what? Now you're past that and you don't want him no more. No. Once you heal you realize there's nothing that a man can do to satisfy you because this is you. He is just an added bonus, right? He is an added bonus. You're already happy. You already have joy. You already have peace. You already are financially stable. You already have your own creative idea. You already have these things. When he come, the only thing he should do when opening his mouth, when it comes to you and your business or whatever it is something that's going to elevate you or catapult you to higher. If it ain't doing that, then he need to go get in his purpose and do his thing. I'm not your hobby. We're not going to be, and ladies, find your hobby. Because when God bring that man, he's not going to bring that man in until you are completely focused on you. You so focused on you that you don't have time for any nonsense. Meaning that this is my world. You're cleaning up your world. You're healing your world, right? Get you a hobby. That man ain't your hobby. He ain't your hobby. I'm bored. You don't take me nowhere. We don't do. Well, girl, I told you that men are only birthed with 2 boats. Stop and go. Anything in between that, baby, you about to confuse them. They're going to be like which one of the Wizard of Oz that didn't have a brain? The Scarecrow? Yeah, he going to be scattered. He going to be so scattered. So, with that, find your hobby. I got plenty of hobbies. Listen, that man will have to tell me, like, sit down. Like taking the screwdriver, taking the power drill. When he see me walk past with the ladder, he just immediately, I'm going to get on his nerves bad, because his whole thing is, why would he want me to hurt myself? My whole thing is, bruh, I got this ladder. I'm about to build us a tree house on the extension of the back of the house. Don't worry about it. I got this. I done been doing DIY for a long time. But those are my hobbies. And you know what? I might need to change those, because I might stress that man out. I might stress that man out. He'll be at work like, man, I hope she ain't on that roof. I hope she ain't go down the chimney. Dang, let me go. But that's just me, right? I'm always doing something because I have hobbies. Now, for a man and a woman, it is a time that you need to come together. But we ain't talking about men, ladies. We're talking about ourselves. So how do you make sure that, and this is for the ones right now that's going to go through this healing journey, and then I'm going to get back on topic, okay? You guys are going to stop pouring everything a little bit, but catch me on the fish bank. Listen. I got a pond outside. I bought a fishing pole, but it was a real cheap one. It broke as soon as I took it out of the pack. So I'm going to go get another one. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there just to catch and throw it back. I don't want to eat it because it's pretty much man-made. Everybody's stuff that go up in there. But I got some crawfish and all type of stuff in there. Let me get on topic. So I want you to stop looking for him to make you happy. You don't take me nowhere. I'm bored. I'm always with these kids. I'm always doing this. Y'all don't even help me. He is stop and go. You never told him what you want. So he assumed that you enjoy being a mama and a housewife while he go to work, and he assumed you having a good life. No, get you a hobby. Your kids are not your hobby. Your kids are not your hobby. Your husband is not your hobby. Housework is not your hobby. Going to get your hair done, having a day for yourself, going to get your hair and nails done, that's not a day for yourself. That is not a self-care day. Do you know what a self-care day is? Let me explain to you. It's when you disconnect from everything. Disconnect from everything. And listen, little kid, I understand that you're 2 years old. You're walking around here with a sucker stuck to the side of your face. Guess what? That's your daddy problem. Move. Husband, okay, I understand that. I don't have the mental capacity today to deal with whatever drama you got going on at work. This is a day that I need to disconnect from everything, everybody's problems, everybody's dramas, everybody's mess, because your world here, this is where you live every day. This is where your thoughts live every day. Your thoughts can't live here because it's constantly going for everybody else. And your own thoughts can't even process to keep you up and running. Do you understand? Everything starts with the brain. So if this goes bad, it can affect this from beating again. It can affect anything up in here, things to fail because it can't process. And every time that you push you away and add more of everybody else, you know how they say stress can kill. Do you understand? All that stuff and don't take the time to process your own thoughts, the things that's going to help you with your self-care of your whole body, then this falls apart. What good are you to everybody else other than now that you're gone, who I'm going to tell all my problems to now? Who can I trauma dump now? Who's going to be there to fix my lunch? Who's going to be there for this? Do you understand? At the end of the day, so you have to disconnect. Resting is not you sleeping all day. That's not what resting is. Resting is you disconnecting from this world and only tapping into your world. Remember, what do we say? This is where you live every day. This is your world. This is your thoughts. This is where your thoughts live every day. Your thoughts. So, If you don't have no room for your own thoughts, thank you, Chosen. If you don't have any room for your own thoughts, if you don't have no room for your own self in your own world, then what good are you? You are just an empty vessel just walking. You have been consumed. A lot of people think that possessed. Oh, they got to be possessed. What possession is. They think like you got to be full of the enemy and you doing these evil things. No, your body is possessed. Whenever you allow all these different energies into you, you are no longer in control of you. Your thoughts are your body. You've been possessed of their energy, right? So know that. So let's go back to this. What shrinking can look like. Staying quiet in rooms you belong. Sometimes you shrink because you fear rejection. You fear rejection. You will shrink yourself like, okay, I really like someone and I really do, but I don't think I'm his type. I don't think I'm her type. And I'm just, man, I'm good. And then you watch her walk away with the most unattractive person. I'm talking about the person that looked like, baby, your mama just love your face, don't she? That type of person. You sat back and watched this woman walk away with that. And you know. And you like, man, why didn't I say nothing? Because you were worried about fear of rejection. Men don't approach women anymore. Women approach men. I know I'll approach, but if I approach you, that means that whatever I approach you for, that's just exactly what it is. You know, that's how I was. I was the type of person because I didn't have time for relationships. I didn't want relationships. I had a need that needed to be met. That was how I operated my life, my dating life and everything. A need that needed to be met. I needed to self-regulate some kind of way, whether it was your conversation or whatever it was. I'll approach you because no one ever approached me. It was like an intimidation, like who? Like I told you, that whole aura. They just assumed that I just got it like that. And the whole time, no, I don't even like people like that. I'm telling you, I was difficult. I didn't like people like that. I didn't even talk much. My healing is what made me start speaking. My healing is what made me slow down and say, you know what? I have to find different ways to self-regulate. I have to find different ways because what I was doing is playing with God's sons. Like, get out of here. Stupid. Why'd your mama have you? You know, I was that type of person. You fear conflict. You shrink yourself because you fear conflict. I don't want no drama, so you fear judgment. Well, if I say something, they're going to talk about me, and then everybody will notice that this one pimple I got on my face, or they'll notice this about me, or they'll notice that I got a list, or they'll notice that I talk a certain, my accent, so no. You fear being called too much. Women, men call you too much. Men call you too much. It's not that you're too much. It's just that you're too much for them. They're used to a certain caliber of women. If a man call you, I had a man call me too much. And let me tell you what I did. I was doing nothing but being myself. I go to work, go to the gym, come home, hang around my kids, cook. And when he call, we'll have a conversation. And I'm like, okay, I got to go get the boys. We get off the phone. And that was it. That was like the most of our conversation. That was daily, right? But to project onto me, so I believe what he was trying to do is conquer. Break me down to where he felt comfortable with me at. The problem is, I think he thought I was a bird. I think bird mean like slow. I think that's what that term means for this generation. I think that's what he did because I did a lot of just smiling and I was nice. But Nick, it's a whole different side of me now, you know. I ain't healed yet. I hadn't even thought about healing yet. I hadn't even thought about going that route yet. I was still over here trying to figure out, God, what am I supposed to be doing? So, you know, I just went in. Like, he like, okay, don't ever try and break me down. I mean, I went in. Dude went in. And then after it was over with, he really thought something was wrong with me because after I said what I said, baby, I went back down to zero. And was like straight chilling. Talking back to my kids like, yo, you know, what we going to do for the weekend? Are we going to go out to eat for the weekend? What we going to do? Boy, I was not stable mentally. You better go. You better lay low. You better find you somebody to play with. See, that is how people play with you. They will try, hey, Yankee, they will try and break you down to where they feel comfortable with you at. So it's not that I was too much. It was just that I was out of his league. I was way out of his league. And that was okay. But that, I didn't take that and was like, you did this, you did. I took that as, okay, this is how you challenge yourself. This is how you do a self-reflection. Okay, that happened. But why am I with somebody like that? Why am I with somebody like that? That's where the healing starts. Okay? So you fear outgrowing people. Well, if I do that, then I ain't going to be around my friends. They ain't going to start thinking I'm being funny and then I'm going to have to breathe. No, don't fear that. Okay? But shrinking yourself does not protect you. A lot of people think it's playing it small and everything, like I'm just protecting me. No, it only keeps you from becoming who you are, who you were destined to be. You are already destined to be someone. The enemy have people to come into your life to be that stumbling block so you'll never get to who you are, and which is truth. The truth is your true authentic self. Get you into your innate nature. This is who you are. I have to bring all these people to make you feel like you're going to be rejected. You're going to have, don't do that because then you'll have conflict. Oh, they're going to judge you. They're going to talk about you. You doing social media, you going live, they're going to talk about you, man. She about to go viral and they about to talk about her. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. They're going to do this to you, right? Oh man, maybe they're going to say I'm too much. So they want to take me on a dinner date, but maybe I shouldn't wear this or maybe wear this. Maybe I should wear something. I don't want them to think I'm too much. Girl, be too much. Let me tell you something. Oh, when they say, I don't want to know if I'm overdressed. Baby, I'm always overdressed. I don't care. 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 Let me explain something to you. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm always overdressed. I'm always over-accessorized. I'm always, because I'm in my own world. In my world, this fits and this looks good. Because I'm in my world. And if you don't like it, you can voice your opinion about it. It's not going to make me say, oh, really? I'm doing too much? Nope. This is who I am. If I'm too much for you, right? And outgrowing people, you shouldn't care about that anyway. You do not need to become smaller so others can feel bigger, because that's all it is. When you become smaller, you help people feel bigger about themselves. The right people will not be intimidated by your worth or your growth. Do you understand? The right people, they will respect it. So if they telling you they don't like what you're doing, let them be. They're not the right people. People that always got to call out everything you do. Why you color your hair red? Why you do this? Why you do that? Why you do this? Thank you for the follow. Why is that? Why is that? Why you talking like that? Why you eating that? I wouldn't do that. They're intimidated about your growth. Because how dare you grow me? Because now you're going to see them. Do you understand? The people that I ran with, they looked cute to me. I'm like, oh, they're so beautiful. Baby, when I started to heal. So these are reading glasses, right? When I started to heal, I was like, dang. Baby, have you always looked like you had a struggle in life? Have you always looked like you struggle? Because now the mask come off. When you start to heal, everybody mask drop. And every time that they project it onto you, right? That something was wrong with you and all this. Now you see them. That's because you shaped up like that dumpster outside, that backyard dumpster. That's because you shaped it. Oh, you talked about my hair. Oh, you think you got good hair? That's because you got that tight 10C Velcro hair. That's you. That's a you thing. That's why that's why. Girl, I ain't never noticed you had that type of hair. I didn't even know they had tight 10C hair, Velcro. I didn't know they had that. I didn't know they had that. Where did they get that from? All this time because the mask come off. And not only do the mask, you take them shades off that the enemy had on your eyes, so you would never see people for who they really were. Because if you see them for who they really were, you'll disconnect. But if I can keep you with the shades on, you'll never see. And then I can keep my claws in you and you'll stay like you need them. You'll become codependent. Yeah. So the right people will not be intimidated by your growth. They'll respect it. So what's another one? Stop staying silent to keep the peace. We're not staying silent to keep the peace. No. Let me talk to them generational curse breakers. Boy, they can't stand y'all. They is sick of y'all, okay? They want you to get out the family. Go, run away. We don't like you. You always, listen, we over here, we've been lying all these years, and here you is want to tell the truth. Now here it is that you want to tell the truth. We've been living in this glass house, and now you want to tell the truth. The pastor been acting and doing this for years, and now here you come breaking the silence. Now we got to go up under the rug and unsweep everything that we done swept up under the rug. Girl, I'm sick of you. Stop staying silent to keep the peace. Many people confuse peace with silence. Sometimes what people call keeping the peace is really just what? I'll give you a couple. Avoiding conflict. I'm keeping the peace. Ignoring your feelings. I just want to keep the peace. Suppressing your truth. Yeah, because if I tell that what happened to me for real, then the family ain't going to allowing disrespect. Well, they've been disrespecting me. Oh, I love you more. Listen, they've been disrespecting me since I was a kid. You know, I've been hearing, they've been calling me out my name since I was a kid. I'm used to it. I'm not, whatever. So you calling me a B, oh well. Even though you supposed to be my husband and you disrespected me, calling me a B and all these different things, oh well. Even though you my husband, but your friends can come over and you let your friends and cousins put their feet all on my table. You know, do all the stuff. Oh, well, you know what? I'm used to it. Huh, y'all want something to drink? Because I just want to keep the peace. Tolerating unhealthy behavior. Every day that woman come in there, your wife come in there, your husband come in there, whatever it is, and they give you they behind the kiss because they went to a job. Didn't I tell y'all what happens now? Men only have a stop and go, and women that's in masculine energy, they think this is the craziest thing to me. Women that's in masculine energy, y'all are the most sensitive masculine women I've ever met in my life. It's kind of like you are a woman, but you in masculine energy. So to me, that equates to a gay man because, you know, a gay man, they have feminine energy, right? So you are a woman in masculine energy. So here it is. You want to act like the man, but yet you crying. Nobody paying attention to me. Nobody doing this. You ain't do this. I need to get this done and I need to get that done. I need to get this. And then you turn around and cuss him out like you the best cusser out slanger in the city. Yeah, you're going to be the villain and you got to be okay with being the villain. Oh, well, at the end of the day, you cannot tolerate unhealthy behavior. I don't care if you had a bad day. You ain't going to have a bad day with me. No, sir. What you're going to do is we're going to have a conversation. If you can't have a conversation, I'm going to need you to go fix yourself before you come up in here. Listen, your house is your peace, right? And the reason why your house is your peace is because what? Where do you live? You live in this every day. This is your body. This is your peace. You have to become love. Love is not an emotion, right? That's why people can so easily disrespect you. The ones that say, I love you, and they can disrespect you so much because of the fact that they haven't embodied love. When you embody love, it's impossible for you to mistreat somebody. It's impossible for you to disrespect or suppress your truth. It's impossible for you to bully up on somebody. It's impossible because you embody love. It won't allow you. It won't allow you to. And in that, when you carry the fruits, it won't allow you to. But a lot of people think because you carry the fruits and you embody love that they can disrespect you and you won't say nothing back. They can put, whatever stress they have, they can throw it on you and you won't say anything back. It's not that. You have to remember that person right there is being possessed by God. Y'all talk about being possessed by the enemy. Let's talk about when God is in control, right? When God is in control, what it is it's keeping me back because the me that's in this body right here is about to mink you real fast and kick you down the street, kick you to your back cave in. Listen, I don't care. But God is never going to allow me to do that. So what you're coming up now against, you're not coming up against me, you're coming up against God. So that's how you have to understand allowing God to fight your battles, because when the enemy come up against you, it has nothing to do with you. And that's what's kept me grounded all this time through my healing journey, is because I'm able to understand that you disrespecting, here are my boundaries. You disrespecting, I'm disconnecting immediately. That's it. You don't get to talk to me. That's it. You don't get to explain. I don't want to hear nothing. It just is what it is. There's no hard feelings. There's no nothing. Because what's about to come out your mouth next is not towards me. It's towards God. Because I stood on my boundaries. Now you have to challenge that. But you're not challenging me. You're challenging God. So I'm going to let him fight that battle. I'm going to get in a child's place. I'm going to let him fight that battle. And I'm going to move forward. That's the part. But when you're not, when you haven't embodied love, you react instead of responding. And so that's why a lot of people feel like, oh, they can try you because, oh, well, you don't, she ain't going to do this. She ain't going to fight, because they're trying to challenge you. Are you who you say you are? The best revenge that you can get on someone is to be who you say you are. That's the best revenge. It ain't your paper. It's not your paper. is to be who you say you are. Let's talk about it. I'm healed. I went through my thing and I'm healing and I'm doing I'm creating the best version of me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm a leader. And then I let someone come in here to make me feel like I need to shrink myself. Well, what kind of leader am I? No, I am who I say I am. You can feel how you want to feel, but I am who I say I am. So we don't keeping the peace look like tolerating unhealthy behavior, right? This is not peace. This is self-betrayal. That is self-betrayal. You coming up against you. Listen, thank y'all for the likes, shares, and the follows. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank y'all for everything, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am very grateful for you guys to come in. You're betraying yourself when you allow those things to happen. When you constantly stay silent, it looks like things that will happen is resentment will build up. Frustration builds, hurt builds, emotional exhaustion builds up. All these things build up when you say, I'm just going to stay quiet. I'm just going to stay silent. I'm not going to. No, all those are building up. And then eventually what? Eventually what you refuse to say will begin to show up in your stress, your mood, your energy, your body. That's what will happen. Those are the type things that will happen to you. So sometimes peace requires you saying, that hurt me. Whenever you can be truthful with yourself, the self-betrayal comes from when you are not true with yourself and you're allowing the world around you to dictate and tell what it is that you're feeling and going through. But when you say, this is what brings peace, when you say, that hurt me, that did not take away your masculinity. That did not make you vulnerable. That did not make people look at you as weak. That showed so much strength that you can articulate and be emotionally intelligent with your feelings and not just react with anger and the minking and everything else because they hurt you. You were able to articulate and say, that hurt me. The difference between survival and healed is survival is react, healed is respond. That hurt me. Because when you say it, right, there's no action behind it. When someone hurts you, what's the action behind it? You choose. What do you want your action behind it to be? That hurt me. Well, we're not going to react in a violent way. No. Are you going to cry? Would that make you less than? Would that make you look weak if you cry? I'm a man. I understand, man, that hurt you and you don't want to shed no tears because, okay, well, not to another man, but let's say for your wife or the girl that you with. What's she going to say? Oh, he weak, he cry, he weak. No, that is strength for a man to not knock your head between the washer and dryer because you hurt him. And instead, he acted from a place of his primary emotion and attached the right emotion to the feeling. I didn't say he was out here snotting and crying and... But they have feelings too. Same way with women. What, that make you look weak? No, what's another one? Sometimes peace requires you to say, that doesn't work for me. Hey, can you take me here at this time? That's not going to work for me. Can you be here at this time? That's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for me. Listen, where do you live? Where do you live? You live here every day. This is your body. You live here every day. This is your world. You live here every day. Your thoughts live here every day. Your thoughts. I keep saying yours. Your thoughts. Meaning what works for you. Not the people pleasing. Okay, that'll work for them, but I'll just push myself to. No, your thoughts live every day. So the only thing that should be processing when they say, hey, can you do this at this time? Or can you do, only thing that should be processing, you have rewired your brain that is not going to bounce off survival mode of people pleasing. You know, what if they get mad at me? What if this? And I don't want nobody to be mad, so let me make up this. You ain't got that no more. You change your filter. Now what you're going to say is, when it says, will this work for you? Your mind is only going to process, we got this at 3 o'clock. We got this at 4 o'clock. We got this at 5 o'clock. And she's asking for this. That's 30 minutes late. We like to take an hour and 30 minutes to get dressed. We have to do this. And you know, you got to stop and get your coffee. And you know, you got to stop and get this. And you know, you got to do that. No, that's not going to work for us. Do you understand? That is the only processing that should be happening with you and your mind. What's another one? I disagree. Peace requires saying things like, I disagree. I didn't say you wrong. You a liar. I disagree. Now you see? Now, what if I say, feel this? I want you to say it out loud. Feel it. You lying. It may have not been intense, but you felt something. You just felt like, now say, I disagree. Your breathing didn't change. Nothing changed. You said, I disagree. You see what's attached to you lying, because if somebody lie on you, you already got an attachment to that, how it make you feel, how you already have an emotion attached to you lying. But you have nothing attached to, I disagree. It's kind of just like breathing air. I disagree. You don't feel the anxiety. I disagree. None of that. Because you never process I disagree in your mind. Now you gave your mind a what if. Because now somebody say something that you don't agree with how you feel. The first thing it's going to attach to is lying, trying you, playing on your top, playing in your face. But then you threw something in the game now. I disagree. Now your mind got all these things to go to, and now it got to go to, I disagree. I choose I disagree for 3,000, Todd, Bob. So now you get, I disagree. When you say, I disagree, what you're saying is, you threw it out there, I disagree. Now that gives you time to respond versus reacting. Because if I throw lie out there, I'm already in defense mode because I know you're going to try me again. But if I say I disagree, I know that you're not going to try me. We're about to have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Why do you feel I disagree? Because that's not what happened. This is what happened. And see, when you talk in a calmer voice, you're being heard. Sometimes they hear you only listening to reply, but you're being heard. It's not for them, it's for yourself. That builds confidence for you to start speaking up for yourself more. What's another one? I need more. Sometimes peace requires saying, I need more. This can apply to anything. I need more time. Hey, did you make a decision yet? I need more time. Hey, are we going to be together or not? I need to know because I need more time. I need more time for me. I need more time to sit on this. I can't give a response. Give me some time. Let me think about it. Look, I taught a class on my podcast. My podcast is Chat with Coach Nye. I did the God's Plan Leadership through the Book of Daniel. When the king asked Daniel to interpret his dream. Not only interpret his dream, but I need you to tell me what my dream was about. Then I know if you're the real deal. Tell me what I dreamed and then interpret what it means. Everybody else freaking out. Oh, we don't have that kind of power. Only a God can do that. We can't. Daniel said, basically, I need more time. Give me some time. He took it back to his buddies. They prayed about it, and he asked God for clarity. What was it? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They all sat around and they thought about it, prayed about it. But listen, what I'm saying is, in that time, he looked for clarity. And because he asked for that time and he sat back and he could meditate, he can wait for God, ask or whatever it is that you need. You're giving yourself time to feel. Now, let's talk about it. When you say you need more time because you need clarity before you respond, don't just go home and just think about it over and over, that it plays back and forth in your head, because that causes you to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me. But that'll cause you to just give a rush reaction, a rush response, right? And you need to really just meditate on it. What do I mean by that? Mean that you ask God you ask for clarity. But you have to self-regulate your nervous system. That's it. That's part of healing. That is the meditation, to self-regulate your nervous system. Because what you're doing is you're calming the entire body down. Because when God speaks to you and give you clarity, you're not going to hear it here. That's what you're going to look for. And that's the quickest way the enemy is going to give it to you here. You got to feel it. And when you feel it, and when God show it to you, because he's going to show it to you, because the enemy can't see what he's showing you, and the enemy can't feel what he's making you feel, that discernment, right? That butterfly feeling that you get. And you used to tie that to the survival mode that the enemy told you. And he said, hey, when you get that feeling, you better run because something bad is about to happen. But that's not true. So if I can mess up your whole nervous system and your thought process with your nervous system, then you'll never hear God's voice. That's why a lot of you sit around and you're like, God, I don't hear you. I keep praying. It's because you need to self-regulate this. And once you self-regulate, Now you'll understand your cues when God tells you to do something. He show you a vision. And then when you get ready to make that decision, you get a feeling. What does that feeling mean to you? Don't go there. Does that align with the vision that he gave you? You right, God, you right. I don't need that. You right. I'm going to go on over here. But this route to grandma's house, God, looks very long. It's going to take me 12 days to get there, God, when I can take this shortcut and be there in 4 hours. But you're right. Because it's something that you need to learn along the way. Because the clarity that you're looking for is not this just a yes or no. You want that job. He's telling you yes, but I need you to go this route because it's things that I need you to learn along the way. Because once you get in that position, what you learned, this is what's going to sustain your longevity. This is what's going to get you to the next level. And this is what's going to grow it from just this 500 to this multi-billion-dollar company. So that's why you have to take this route. So it's a lesson in everything. So that's the self-regulation, right? So when you say, I need more, understand what you're asking God for or whatever you're asking for. Give yourself some time to go and regulate and self-regulate. Calm your nervous system. Focus. Thank you for the follow. So another one is, I deserve better. Yes. Listen, you deserve peace. You deserve to be happy. You deserve joy. You deserve to be loved. And listen, I need y'all to get away from the love. Because at this big age, y'all getting on my nerves a lot. Matter of fact, it's so funny. I was about to talk about this. I didn't even realize this book was here. Listen, because we're about to talk about it. Because at this big age, y'all getting on my nerves. This is the 5 love languages, right? Y'all getting on my nerves so bad. This was written for entertainment purposes. To give you an idea of some things. I read it, but I did not apply this to my life. But what it made me do is look at things differently. How do I apply this book to my life? Well, I look at it like this. When we say, I want somebody that's going to love me the way I need to be loved, you don't know what you need to be loved because you don't know what season in your life that you're in, right? These love languages is just to explain to you that, hey, love can show up in different ways. This is of the world. Love can show up in different ways. Just because that man or that woman is not doing it the way you like gifts. They're not into gifts. They don't want to shop. So instead of looking at it as love language, look at it as preferences. Giving you different ways of looking at things. Because love is not an emotion. It's not a language. It's not any of that. Love, you have to become love. Love is the highest gift of all. It is God. You have to become. Do you understand? The kingdom of God is within you. You have to become. You have to embody the fruits. So this is just for a great read to give you a perspective of how people know how to give. They grew up in a household that said, taking out the trash, that means that, you're a good person, you love your mom. You got to remember, love, they created love in your household as an emotion. Love is not an emotion, right? Let's talk about it. Matter of fact, it's just a word attached to an emotion. It's not even the primary emotion. I love you. That make you happy. They put that in the happy. That's in the happy emotion. That's the happy one. That's a jump for joy, this, that, and the third. But when you don't love them, where do you put the love? You see it on his, y'all didn't even give it enough to give it his own emotion. Where does love go? It goes either in jealousy or angry. Because I'm not with you no more, now I hate you. That's what the world say. The enemy comes through and say, okay, if I package these things up and make it seem like it's from God, man, it's about to do a good thing. So let's put it like this. You got conditional, unconditional. You got the love language. You got all these different loves. And the highest one is agape. Nobody can love like agape. The devil is a liar. Yes, God is love. The agape love is supposed to be the love that God gives. Get out of here. You have to become love. So people think that it's okay for them to fall short every time because nobody's God. Nobody's perfect. God created us in his image. Yes, it is possible to be sinless. Yes, it is possible. How? By love. Because if you embody love, it's impossible for you to mistreat somebody. Do you understand? So it makes you really look at, have you really loved the people that you say you loved? Have you? Because it's impossible to mistreat somebody if you really have embodied love. If you become love. It's impossible. We all fall short of that because we didn't understand. But one thing you can't run from is truth. Once you step on the other side of becoming whole, truth, you can never turn a blind eye to it again. So now your whole goal now is strive to become love. Instead of trying to strive to become sinless, you strive to become love. I talk about that in my book. Sinless and sinless. Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart website. I don't strive to become sinless anymore. I don't strive to become the perfect. I strive to become love, to embody it every day. Listen, the same prayer you prayed yesterday, it covers you. I do believe it covers you, but I look at it like the same way when God would send them bread from heaven, manna from heaven, and he would send that to them. And he told them, you can't take it over the next day because it's going to rotten. It's going to have worms. Listen, I ain't never known bread to rotten, that it get worms and everything coming out of it. Listen, the country done came out of me, and I ain't even from the country. So when that, you can't take it over the next day. Basically what he's saying, what worked for today, you have to have your daily bread each day. So the same way that I'm striving to have that love, to embody love every day. I pick up every day and I try and do better every day. I'm not worrying about being sinless, because if I can get to the embodying love all the way, baby, I ain't worrying about all that, because it's going to come. Okay? So you deserve better. This is your body. This is where you live every day, right? This is your world. This is your mind. This is where you live every day. What do you want? What do you want? I want to be happy. Okay, you deserve that. What does happy look like for you? I don't know. Well, you don't know. And the reason why you don't know, because you're coming from survival mode. You're now entered into the wholeness, the true authentic you, the healed version. It's a blank canvas. Baby, create what you want your happy to look like. You create it. This is your world. It's your house. Decorate it the way you want. And rearrange things. And don't be afraid to put some other things out. Give it to Goodwill. Give it to wherever. Matter of fact, don't give it to Goodwill anywhere. When you push them energies out, you rebuke it. I rebuke it and cast it in the pit of hell. And it's not allowed in the pit of hell. Send it out to dry places where they can't attach to anyone else. But it cannot stay here. It has to go. Evicted. So real peace comes from honesty, not suppression. You have to be honest with yourself. Let's look at another one. Then we're going to get ready to close this thing out, because we've been talking all day. So leaders communicate clearly. Leaders communicate clearly. Hey, God handpicked one, Hope. Listen, I seen your comment about you taught something that I said the other day. Keep doing it. Listen, it's a reason why. It was just confirmation to you that you said the right thing and did the right thing. So listen, leaders communicate clearly. Strong leaders do not expect people to read their minds. Ladies. Hello, sisters. Hello. Can anybody read your mind? Can read your mind, babe. Know what you're thinking. It's all right. Hey, baby, I'm going to get that record deal. You better watch out. Dead Broke Records. Here I come. Listen. Strong leaders do not expect people to read their minds. So I used to do that a lot. Because, and it'll cause me to snap. Let me explain, because I know y'all doing it. You just be in deep thought. You're not really thinking about nothing, but you're thinking about everything. It's like you got a movie plan. You know, we got to get paid. The kids got to get this. But you're not really focusing on one thing, and you're in your own world. And your spouse or somebody may say, hey, we're going to get something to eat. You like, all right, cool. You get in the car, and you just like, okay, cool. They know what you like. Wherever they go. You assume they got it planned. And then they ask you something while you're in deep thought. You're like, what? Give me what I always get. You see? Tell me I'm lying. It seems like that. Because you expect them to read your mind, and they can't read your mind. What you need to do is clear your mind. Your mind needs clearing, right? As leaders, we communicate clearly and calmly. Very clear, calmly, directly, respectfully, and honestly. We're honest. When we communicate, we're honest. You have to, integrity. Respectfully, you have to take accountability. Listen, as a leader, I have to be very clear with you. And that does not mean that I have to say, let me explain something, let me tell you. And you know what else? One more thing. That's not what that means. I'm just going to be very clear because I need to make sure that you understand. It's not that I'm calling you slow. It's just I need to make sure you understand. Because as a leader, what you put out is critical to not just you, but to the masses. Because when you're in purpose, it is how do you help others. Passion is how do you help yourself. When purpose is of God, how do you help others? What you're working, what you're putting out is going to help others. Passion is, how can I do this? I want this. This is what I want. How much money am I going to make? How much is this? Is this going to... That's passion, focusing on self and self alone. So when I'm teaching, I have to be clear. I have to be calm, right? I have to be direct when I speak. I have to be respectful for others' opinions. And I have to be honest. And it's not so much with y'all, but with myself. If I'm not honest with me, I'm going to tell you a lie. Baby, if I'm not honest with me, I'm going to tell you a lie. Let's do that. Well, honest with me is, okay, I want to make an ebook. I'm not that bright. I ain't got the patience for all that. Oh, I can do this. I'm going to take your ebook, copy paste, make my ebook. Because I done lied to myself and said, I can do this. And I'm going to lie to you. Buy this ebook and I don't even know what's in the ebook because I ain't even read it. I just stole it from somebody else, put it to you and gave it to you. I lie to you. If I'm not honest with me now, if I was honest with myself and said, okay, I want to make an ebook, but I don't know how to make this ebook. I don't know what it's going to be about. God, tell me what it needs to be about. And you start doing it, right? When you sell it, you'll be able to speak it. You'll be able to talk about it. You'll be able to even be honest and say, when I wrote this ebook, I was at a place of blankness. And as I went through, God helped me. Because I talk about it all in this book. Because this book was not supposed to be written. I didn't know it was supposed to be written. No. I wasn't trying to write a book. I didn't even want to do social media. I didn't even have social media. I didn't want nothing to do with social media. I was behind the scenes. But this book was written off of me journaling, right? Every time God told me to write something down in a journal, I was journaling. And God said, write the book. And I'm like, what book? I don't want to write a tell-all, bio. I don't want to do that. I'm not ready for that. Write the book. He kept saying the little red book. I don't have it down here. It's my journaling book is red. So I opened it up. I was like, okay, what is this book supposed to be about? Baby, every topic that was in there. Each day I never journaled. I didn't really know what to do with a journal. I was using a journal as a diary, like. But for some reason, I was writing a topic first, and then I would write. And for 12, it was 12 chapters in here. Each one of them. Because that's where God wanted. So when I tell the story about this book, I'm honest. Because that's how God worked. I have to be honest so you can see how God moved through my life. So you can believe that it can happen to you. So clear communication sounds like, here's what I need. Okay? Here's what I mean. Here's what I expect. Here's what I will accept. And here's what I cannot continue to allow. That's clear communication. Now, you can say it any way you want. Okay? So instead of saying, here's what I cannot continue to allow, if this is you, here's what's not going to happen. But leaders understand poor communication. It'll create confusion. It'll create misunderstanding, frustration, and broken relationships. You can lose God-blessed opportunities and great relationships all because of a misunderstanding. Because a lot of people operate from their survival mode. And you cannot take survival mode and come have a conversation with a healed individual and think that it's going to go with your way. You're finessing, the way you finesse and the way that you get over and the way that, that young lady thought she was finessing me. And I'm just sitting there laughing the whole time like, look, goofy, but I have to let you go through that because the lesson is for you. It's not for me. I've already learned the lesson. Now you have to learn the lesson and sit back and say, she knew all along. Because that's how it's going to hit you. So those type things, survival mode can't finesse wholesome. And the reason being is because we've been there, done that. I can speak your language, but you can't speak my language because you ain't never came over the hill. See, I can speak your language because I've been there. So I understand and I can process everything that you're doing. But you can't process anything that I'm doing, so therefore misunderstanding happens. But when you have strong communication, it creates respect. When you're honest and say exactly how you feel, then I can respect that and I can help you get to where I am because I'm not a gatekeeper. Listen, if you want to be successful in anything that you do, don't be a hater. Okay? Just don't be a hater. There is no reason for anybody to be hating on anybody. Nobody to be hating on anybody. We have the same Father. He blesses us all with whatever our heart desires. We all have our own inheritance. Why are we hating on each other? If you want to be successful, don't be a hater. Right? So strong communication creates respect, clarity. It creates trust, confidence, and healthy boundaries. It's going to get you the healthy boundaries that you need. The more clearly you speak, the more confidently you lead. I'm being honest with you, so I'm going to lead you from a place of honesty. If you decide, because it's always going to be someone that's going to challenge you, you lead with honesty. It's always going to be that one that's going to try and challenge you. Are you who you say you are? The best revenge for them is to be who you say you are. You keep leading with honesty. One of these things that I want to talk to you about is about when we talked about peace. What does peace look like? A lot of people think peace is when they say, take the high road. They say, take the high road, right? Somebody coming for you, take the high road. But what that causes you to do is to still shrink yourself and allow people to what? Treat you in an unhealthy way. They feel that it's okay. It's like you're giving them, hey, love you more. Listen, it's like you're giving them the okay that you can keep treating me this way because I'm just going to annoy you and keep going. And you're making them feel that it's okay. That's how they're receiving it. But that's not what's happening, but that's how they're receiving it. So when I say you take the high road, I'll never tell you to take the high road. And I definitely won't tell you to match their energy and go to hell. Really say that out loud. You come for me, you go low, I'm going to hell. Why would I want to do that? No, I'm going to stay right here. Because nothing's going to move me. This is my house. This is where I live. You can't kick me out my house. You can't make me run from my house. Meaning that if you come for me, I'm not going to react, but I'm going to respond because there's boundaries. I'm going to disconnect you and never talk to me that way. Because if I take the high road, I don't address it. If I take the low road, I'm being just as stupid as they are. But if I stay right here with my boundaries and you come for me, I'm letting you know you will never talk to me that way. Disconnect. I didn't cut you off. I disconnect. That's it. So now they're going to watch their tone with you every time that they talk to you. They're going to check this out. Those ones that passionate to get loud and animated when you're talking, right? When they're talking, when you guys are talking, they get super loud. And you just like, but no, you stop that. No. So the next time, guess what's going to happen? They're going to do it again, but they're going to catch themselves. Your blessings come before theirs, so they mad at you for it. Yep. But be mad at God for sending blessing. That's exactly right. And that's placing the blame where it needs to be. Your beef ain't with me, it's with God. Go tell him that. That's it. My blessings didn't come from me. It came from God. So understanding, taking the high road is not always a good thing. I'm telling you, the enemy will disguise something by having us create these words. And then we just like, yes, we feel good. I'm taking the high road. No, what you did was allowed them to know that they can keep coming. You have to create boundaries. No, you stay right here. Create your boundaries, disconnect. They can't be in your space. Same way with positive and negative. I tell you guys about positive and negative. Here in the Lead Her movement, we don't use positive, negative. We use desirable and undesirable. Let's talk about it. Let's say it out loud. That's negative, right? There's a little tad bit of a feeling because there's an emotion attached to the word negative because that means something bad. Our mind immediately says that. Now say, that's undesirable. There is no emotion attached to it because it's not part of our vocabulary that we ever process, so we don't know what to give to it, right? This is how you clean that up, like the Orbit's gun. Clean it up. So you move that. This is how you change your filter, by changing the words that you speak, by looking at it for what it really is. Let's look at it. Therefore, you know how you say with the universe, ask the universe for what you want and you're going to get it. You got to be specific. Okay. Let's use undesirable and desirable. Let's give the example. I desire chocolate ice cream. Oh, I desire it. You bring me strawberry and say, or vanilla and say, hey, we don't have any, they didn't have no chocolate, right? Most people would say, well, kind of hungry. I'll just get some of the vanilla. I'll get some of the strawberry, right? That's survival mode. Meaning you telling it, as they say, the universe. I just go along with it because I believe there's God. Anyway, the universe is just that the generation has changed. The generation has changed. So the same way that we had God for all these different names we call God, Yahweh, all these, but in different seasons his name changed, right? The same way with now we're in the generation of the universe, which is God. And basically what this generation is saying is that universe, meaning there's nothing bigger than that, because that's how far our mind can, and that is God. So don't be knocking the younger generation. Let them be. They opening up some doors. But listen, but you got to tell it what you want. You go to God and you're telling him that you want something, but yet the enemy show up with the strawberry and vanilla, and you're like, well, that'll do. And then you're always wondering why you're not fulfilled, right? Why you're not satisfied. It's because you chose, if I can't get that, what your mind process is, we can't get that, then we'll do that. And if that ain't there, then we'll do that. But we have to get something. Now, let's look at desirable, undesirable. I desire chocolate. This is the healed version of me. I desire chocolate. You bring me strawberry and vanilla. Okay, cool. Well, they ain't had no chocolate, so I got these two. Oh, well. You could have left them there, but okay, cool. Put it in the freezer. Next year when you come over, guess what's still in the freezer? Vanilla and strawberry, because I don't desire them. I don't want them. So every time I went in the freezer to get a pack of chicken or whatever it is, I move that to the side and get what I need to get because I don't desire it. I don't settle for it just because it's there. And that's how you have to look at life. Do you desire it or do you undesire? There is no in between. There is no, well, if they ain't got that, you have to get out of that mindset and be very clear on what you want. Because when you don't decide what you want, the enemy will decide for you. And when the enemy decides for you, trust and believe it's going to be the worst thing you ever had. So what you want? So change the way you think, change the way you speak, it'll change the way you think. Do you understand? Or vice versa. Because what you think is what you believe. What do you put out there? Do you desire it? Or is it undesirable? Which one do you want? I don't desire it. Listen, I desire to be a wife. But guess what? I don't go around praying, God, please, because I'm already destined to be a wife. It's just that my husband is somewhere pulling on the door that say push. And I got to wait another 10 years maybe for him to realize that he needs to push the door. There's no one that can help him because he's on his healing journey. And whatever he's doing, God has to make sure that he goes through the process because I went through the process. Or maybe I haven't reached my max of what I need to heal because you don't know what all you need to heal until you're triggered. You don't know what's survival mode until you're triggered. Then you realize, I need to heal that. That's toxic. Maybe I'm at a door. I'm at a window that says, push to open up, but I'm constantly trying to lift it up. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I have to be so focused on me and my intentions. What do I want? I want what God wants for me. And I'm going to stand on that. Baby, some days I'm with it, go back and forth like, okay, God, is this what you want from me? What? But I realized that everything that I want hurt me. I don't want what I want anymore because everything that I want hurt me. So I'm going to sit this one out. You got it. All right. God, you got it. So the more clearly you speak, the more confidently you lead. Your ability to communicate affects every area of your life. Okay? So I'm going to do a recap of what we talked about. We talked about you cannot lead your life while silencing yourself, right? Your voice was given to you for a reason. You have to stop shrinking yourself. You have to stop hiding. You have to learn to speak up because what? Your voice matters. Now, we're going to get into RPI. For the ones that don't know, RPI is the 5 pillars of the healing foundation for the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp that I am the founder of. And it is teaching you how to heal spiritually, mentally, and physically. Couldn't get that out. Now, how do I use the RPI? I look at it as RPI as our piece of the healing pie, right? And so I use that as a checks and balance for this is how you check and balance yourself. So if you want the reference card, go to my website. My website is tofbootcamp.com. Go under my shop, download it. It's for free. So go ahead and download it. But the RPI stands for to acknowledge, release, practice, enter, explore, and empower. So A for acknowledge. Where do I stay silent when I should speak? And for the ones that's new, anytime you see me, doesn't matter if it's on YouTube, here, wherever I am, get a notebook. You got homework. Excuse me. So acknowledge. Where do I stay silent when I should speak? And then R for release. Release fear of rejection. Excuse me. Lord, I need some water. I got the hiccups. P for practice. Speak your opinion today. Today, speak your opinion. Now, let's talk about that opinion because a lot of y'all think what come out your mouth is facts. It's an opinion. That's how you feel. When people try and force you to believe their standards of life, like, no, that's your opinion. It's not facts. Okay? Remember, when you speak your opinion, what's about to roll off them lips, come out that mouth, is your opinion. And don't leave with, well, this is my opinion. I'm already in defense mode when you do that. I'm already in defense mode. If it's not going to help someone grow, then keep it to yourself. Okay? Keep it to yourself. So, I for enter, explore. Matter of fact, let's go back to P for practice. Speak your opinion. Baby, just speak up in the meeting today. Whatever is going on, if they looking for someone's input, then you can speak. Other than that, just keep because all that just ran across my head. Well, I was just looking at the shoes you got on, and I'm just not fit. Y'all do too much. Y'all just take it to a whole nother level. Listen, speak up in the room today, okay? Be a part of the conversation today. Why am I afraid to speak up? That's what enter, explore. Why am I afraid to speak up? With that, you need to understand, enter, explore really is just a self-reflection. Why am I afraid to speak up? Baby, sometimes it will take you, in order to heal, you have to go back to that childhood trauma. And a lot of times, self-healing is not the answer for you. You need a therapist. Get you a therapist, okay? Get you a licensed therapist that's going to help you go through and break it down, because some things, when you go back to that childhood, you have shut it off so bad. But when you get to the root of why you do a thing, abandonment issues, the memory of that will come up and it can break you down. It can have you whacked up here. It can have you crashing out because you don't know how to handle it. Those emotions are too heavy for you. So get you a therapist, okay? And then E for empower. I want you to say this and I want you to know this. My voice matters. Today, all while you're at work and everywhere else you go, I want you to just that replay in your head, my voice matters. So speak up. They mistreating you, speak up. I don't care if they got rid of the DEI. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If they mistreating you, baby, speak up. Go to God first, because your speak up may be a reaction. So your journaling, I gave you 3 journaling prompts today. So one of them is, why do I struggle to speak up? Okay. And then 2, in what relationships do I need to communicate more clearly? In what relationships do I need to communicate more clearly? 3, what am I afraid might happen if I use my voice? What am I afraid might happen if I use my voice? Now, your homework, as we talked about, is going to speak your opinion today. But I want you to be an adult about it. Not a survival mode adult. Because y'all messy. Okay? I want you to step into the version of you that you see you and envision yourself as. And that's where I want you to speak from. I want you to speak from that place. Now, let's do our declaration. Y'all repeat after me. Y'all ready? Clear your throats. My voice matters. I no longer shrink myself to make others comfortable. I speak with clarity, confidence, and wisdom. I honor myself by using my voice. We declared that to be. I don't do affirmations over here. Affirmations is just you repeating something over and over and over, trying to convince yourself that this is going to be true, but you never believe it in your heart. A declaration you declare and decree, and it shall be so, and that's what it is. You said your voice matters, and that's what it is. You're no longer going to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You said that, so mean it. You're going to speak with clarity, confidence, and wisdom, because you're going to speak from the place of who you always envisioned yourself. You're going to become him or her, and you're going to speak from that place, and you're going to honor your voice. Honor yourself by using your voice. You said it, and it's so. So our scripture today is Proverbs 31, 8 through 9. Y'all ready? Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. Yes. You are needed. Your voice is needed. There's so many people out here. My voice is needed. There's so many people out here that have been through the same thing I've been through. And now I can speak up for myself, and I can speak to a thing confidently and teach you how to do the same thing. That is the end of today. Tomorrow we're going to talk about becoming that woman. Now I got some special announcements to put out, like Sister Shirley at church. I got some special announcements to put out, okay? Now, if you missed this, go to my YouTube. My YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. I ask that you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys can get the update when I upload these. Now, I'm a little backed up with uploading them because something is going on with my YouTube studio that I've uploaded. All my videos that I uploaded, it keeps canceling it out. So that's something I got to look at, but they're all ready to be uploaded. So just go to my YouTube. I have some. If you missed the other days, they're there. I got 2 weeks worth there now. It is on my YouTube. My YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. I ask that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, what do I have on my YouTube? I have all my playlists. Go check out all my playlists, okay? That's where they'll all be. I have the 31-Day Inner Transformation, the Cozy Sunday Chat with Coach Nye. Which one else do I have? Women of the Bible and Leadership, Coach Nye Leadership Lounge, Power Within Leadership. So I have a lot of playlists. Go download, and these daily morning shows will be on my YouTube, Chat with Coach Nye. Boom. That is your job. Go subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I go live on there. So every Sunday, every Sunday I go live and I teach about leadership through women of the Bible. So what do we got next week? Rebecca. We talk about Rebecca next Sunday. So you guys be there. So YouTube, Chat with Coach Nye. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Move that out the way. TOFbootcamp.com for the one that was looking for a booking with me. TOFbootcamp.com. That is where you can get your life coaching sessions at. You can book your personal training. You can also download one of the workout programs that I have. I have about 3 of them on there. A workout program that can work for you. Boom. That's what I have on TOFbootcamp.com. Get on the email subscriber list so you can get all the notifications. And I also send out weekly homework. Every Sunday night or Monday morning, I send out the homework. So if you guys missed your homework assignment, because you didn't subscribe to the email, it is TOFbootcamp.com. The link is in my bio under my link tree. So go subscribe there. What else? I have the Trinity Owners United. The Trinity Owners United is something that I've created for small business owners and small content creators. And I'm doing a soft launch here. I'm doing something here, but I got something bigger planned. But here on TikTok, I open up my platform so you guys can come and showcase your product or whatever it is that you do. But it's for small business owner and small content creators. The first day I introduced it Friday, but I don't think anybody came. No one came in. It's new. It's something new that I'm doing. I'm testing the waters here. I don't know. I'm just testing the waters here. So this is where I'll be, because what I'm teaching is, I'm the coach that's going to save the world. I'm teaching friendship. And we'll talk about that. I'm teaching how to support each other, what real support look like, what being a real sister or a brother look like, bringing that 80s love back. So that's what that's about. So if you're interested, go ahead and follow me here so you can come on. Before I open the platform, I'm going to teach. And what the teaching is about is, teaching about support, or the real meaning of support and things like that. That's what leaders do. I develop other leaders, so that's what I do. So we got that going on. That's the Trinity Owners United. So you guys go ahead and follow if you haven't followed, and be ready for that. I'm thinking I'm going to do every Friday Now, the time, I don't know what time slot I'm going to be doing. Like I said, I'm testing the waters on what time works for people and days what works for people. So we're going to play around with it. Now, we got that out the way. What else do we got? My podcast, Chat with Coach Nye. It is on all streaming platforms. It is on Amazon. Listen, I'm about to go Barnes & Noble every day. That's my book. My book is Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart website. But my podcast is on Amazon. It's on iHeart. It's on Pandora. It is on all the leading platforms, podcasting platforms. So you guys go check it out. My platform is Chat with Coach Nye. So go check that out, okay? I just finished the God's Plan Leadership course, Leadership Through the Book of Daniel. I just finished that up, so you guys can go check that out, listen to it. I'll have something new coming out. I was getting a series ready. Once I close out one series, I usually give it about 1 or 2 weeks, and then I'll come with another series. I have to give myself time to get the content ready. So that's going on with that. Go check it out, Chat with Coach Nye, my podcast. My YouTube, Chat with Coach Nye, my podcast, Chat with Coach Nye. My group me is Chat with Coach Nye, and here is Chat with Coach Nye. Now, what's coming down the pipeline that you need to get on the email list or follow so you can get more is the Lead Her Movement Network. Now, it is going to go active and live June 1st. However, May 19th, I'm opening it up to the Founding Fathers. So your subscription will be much cheaper than the subscription for the ones that's going to come June 1st. That's where I will be doing my teachings. I will be doing my live. I'll be doing live workouts. I'll be doing my personal training. I'll be doing life coaching and teaching. Everything is going to be over in the network. That's where I'll be at. So in that network, you'll have your profile. Once you sign on, you'll have your profile. You get to do your profile picture, and then you get to post, right? It's not going to be, it's going to be a post because all the members, we're women growing, right? So you'll get to see women that's close to you, because what we're building is a tribe, and we're rebuilding trust. And what that trust is us learning how to trust one another as women, as sisters. We're not sis, okay? We're not friend, okay? We're sisters. And that's what I want to bridge the gap in that. And it doesn't matter what color you are. As women, we are the ones that can save the world, right? Because we birthed the world. And what we birthed is what we teach. So whatever we're teaching when we birthed is what can change the world. So I want us to learn what true friendship is. Bring that back. Bring true leadership back. True friendship, because we need it. It is so many of us that's out here just going through, and we are in the wilderness. And the wilderness means confusion all up here. This is just a mess up here because we're going through heartache, baby daddy, baby mom, whatever, work, the kids, and stress, and how you're going to make ends meet. Guess what? And now we're all in a time that we living in a world where everybody's struggling. You can't even afford an apartment. You can't even afford this. You can't even afford, and then you're doing everything you can, working 40 hours a week, and you still can't afford this. So I'm teaching you to be able to look back and be able to reach out to your sister and trust that she'll have your back. Don't be reaching out to her talking about, can you let me borrow a couple of $100 so I can pay my... Listen, that's not what it's about. What I'm teaching you is how to reach out to your sister, because when two or more come together, right? Y'all pray together. Y'all go ahead and look out for each other, and she might have some wisdom for you to help you become a millionaire. Those are the type things. It's not about how much money I got, how good I look, or do my wig look better than yours, because all the wigs look the same. All the BBLs look the same. It is women out here that is racing really fast and hard to hurry up and look like the next woman. I want you to know that you're an individual. You don't have to look like her to be seen. You look like you, because there's so many great qualities and traits about yourself. So many great qualities and traits about yourself. You just haven't seen it because the world told you who you were. You allowed the world to tell you who you are. But you're not any of that. You're who God, I need you to see yourself the way God sees you. So that's what the Lead Her Network is about. So you guys, that will be out. So continue to follow. I think that's everything. So I already said my YouTube, subscribe and hit the notification. That's Chat with Coach Nye. My group me, I put homework there every day. So listen, this is the thing. Everywhere you meet me at, there's homework, okay? So this week's homework assignment is in my stories. I put it in my stories so you guys can't miss it. But it's also in the playlist. All I ask you guys to do is just to share it. That's it. I just ask you to share the homework assignments. That's it, because it's someone that can use it. You don't have to like it. You ain't got to comment. Just share it out so other people can see it. So go check out my playlist here on TikTok under weekly homework healing assignments. Check that out. So if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe. My link is in the link tree. Check that out. If you need anything, inbox me, or you can email me at coachnai@tofbootcamp.com, or chat with Coach Nye at Gmail. Whichever one, you guys can reach out to me. So yeah, I think that's it. You guys have an amazing day. And if no one told you today, I'm telling you now, I love you and I'm so proud of you. And I thank you guys for joining me today. Remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. I will see you tomorrow at 9:30. Every weekday at 9:30, unless I have a meeting or something going on, I will be here on TikTok teaching a leadership course, Lead Her Morning Show leadership course. So tomorrow we're going to talk about becoming that woman. Coach Nye out.